the Bul Armory SAS II EDC. Let's check it out. Guys, today we're going to take a look at the Bul Armory EDC. It's a 2011 style pistol. It's in 9mm. This is one of the best 2011 style handguns out on the market. The slide has been reconfigured from the original SAS II, and they have the BAO optic mounting system, which is really state of the art. Bul Armory is based out of Israel, and guys, when they import firearms to the US market, sometimes they sell out within 1 hour. These are extremely popular handguns. And while this isn't a budget double stack 1911, the quality matches or surpasses a lot of more expensive 2011 pistols that are on the market. And a big thank you to Bul Armory for sending the SAS II EDC for this review. .2011 style pistols, or the double stack 1911s. They have become extremely popular. You're taking that proven 1911 design and you've added mag capacity. But that's not all. These are just the way they shoot, the way they function, and it takes that legendary design of the 1911 and it just brings it up to modern standards. Now, honestly, these have been out of reach with Staccato STI. I mean, they were very expensive. A lot of competitive shooters use those. But we're seeing more and more budget-friendly 2011 style pistols. And when I say budget-friendly, we're seeing a couple that are less than $1,000. But this is the Bul Armory. It's their EDC. This is a new upgrade. We're going to do some comparisons with the original designs and what the changes were. But before we do that, we're going to kind of go through a lot of the little details. One of the big things about Bul Armory is they're out of Israel, but yet they are one of the biggest importers of firearms into the country. And when they receive a shipment, it lasts for about 1 hour before they're out of stock again. These are very popular, and there's a lot of good reasons. And you have to go directly to Bul Armory to get the firearm. And that has something to do with lessening the price, because we don't have the distributors and dealer market. And to be honest, because they sell so quickly, they don't really need to. Now, let's go ahead and check to make sure the gun's unloaded. We're going to drop our 18-round magazine, but you get 3 with the gun. And they do offer an aluminum base pad that'll add 2 additional rounds to the magazine. And it really doesn't extend the magazine at all. I mean, it's very little. And these magazines actually come with their Tac Pro series. We'll check the chamber, and the gun is empty. Now, one of the things about the Bul is how slick the slide rides on the frame. And I've noticed that with all of them. And so it really denotes a premium hand-fitted design. We have an all-steel slide, we have an aluminum frame underneath to relieve weight, and then we have the polymer grip. And that's typical for most of your 2011 style handguns. But it makes this a very light option. Now, it's a big gun. I mean, it's a 1911. The barrel is 4 1/4 inches in length. It is a bull barrel, and it has a really nice deep crown. Full-length guide rod, we'll take a look at that. It does have a 4-slot Picatinny rail. The trigger guard is double undercut, and it gives you a really high ride up onto, again, the beaver tail in the back. and it just brings the slide even closer to the web of your hand. The front of the trigger guard is serrated or checkered, and then we have checkering here on the front strap, and then we have our mainspring housing that's checkered as well. All these are polymer, and then we have very textured grips, very well done, and man, when you've got this thing locked in, it feels solid in your hand. It does have ambidextrous safeties, and so they're a little bit extended, which makes this a nice gas pedal to put your thumb when you're firing the handgun. The grip safety is a beaver tail that comes all the way out, distributes the surface area in your hand, just makes it a really nice, I'm telling you guys, it just feels great in your hand. One thing I found is right here with the accessory rail, this little section, when I put my thumbs forward, I can actually grip hold of that little ledge, and so that gives me a little bit of recoil mitigation. But I'll tell you guys, shooting this, it just tracks on target. It does have a mag well at the bottom. You can remove that, and it actually comes with the shorter pin where you can take that off. But the mag well really helps to just throw those magazines in there. Now, the magazines are designed to optimize with the Bul Armory. And so these magazines are not necessarily compatible with a lot of your other 2011 style magazines. And I think these run about $50 a piece. But again, you get 3 with the gun, 4 with the Tac Pro model. Now, big plus for the new series. And we're going to talk about a few of the differences from the older, and we'll do a little comparison. First off, we have the BAO Optics multi-footprint mounting system. And you get 3 plates with the gun, and you have an RMR plate. One thing I like about it is they're labeled. So we have an RMR plate, we have a Delta Point Pro plate, and then we have a Shield RMSC or Holosun K plate. And so these are going to fit. Now you'll notice this little gap. And this allows for a lot of the recoil to come off of your sight, and it really locks in from the plate to the top of the slide. And we're going to take a more detailed look at that in just a second. Of course, obviously you get a cover plate. You have black serrations on the back of the sight, and then at the front we have a fiber optic. Now they do offer the EDC Pro, which has ports in the barrel, and then you'll get a black front sight, because otherwise that would end up being black because of the gases coming out of the end. But man, this is a great sight picture when you're looking, especially with that fiber optic sight and that black serrated rear sight. The hammer is a Delta style hammer, and I'll tell you guys, the trigger pull on this is just phenomenal. We have a stylized trigger. One thing about 1911 is it just trips the sear because it's single action, so they can be some of the best triggers out there. So we have a tiny bit of take up. I mean, it's like 1/8 of an inch. And then a super crisp break. Reset right there, real fast. That is an incredible trigger. Now let's check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 3 pounds, 1.2 ounces. 2 pounds, 14.5 ounces. Bul states that it's between 3 and 3.5 pounds. The slide stop is recessed, and it will be on any of your 2011s because the frame is just a little bit wider. But you can see the polymer coming all the way down. I mean, this is, again, a 2011 style handgun. Now, what are the differences? First off, notice the slide serrations. They've been upgraded. They're a lot more aggressive. They're easy to grab. Here with the original, you see they're pretty straight walled. They are deep, and they are really aggressive slide serrations. But this has been redesigned, and these are excellent, and it gives it a little more directional. Also, you'll notice that the lettering on the frame and the slide has been removed, and it just blacks it out. And so here we see it in this light gray, and they went to black with the new models. Also, a lot of the parts that they were using with stainless, which is the beaver tail, the top grip screw, and then the screw right here. And so a lot of those have been changed out just to go black. And that was one of the things they said from feedback that a lot of people wanted. And again, the optic system is definitely different. You can see that it's a little bit taller here. This optimizes your optic system. So really the serrations going to all black, and then removing the markings, and then the BAO multi-footprint optic system. Those are the changes. Really, the SAS II frame grip shell is going to be the same, and they're both aluminum But if you want to go with all steel, they do have the Tac Pro. But really for EDC with the aluminum frame, I mean, this makes it a really sweet option. You'll also notice that the EDC has a flush barrel. It is also crowned, very deep dish crown, whereas the original had the barrel extending just past the slide. And we have ports cut into the slide. Again, on the EDC Pro model, you're going to have your ports. The slide has a PVD finish on it, and so it impregnates the metal. It gives it a very flat finish, and it's just a very well done handgun. Now, one of the things that Bul Armory really strives to do is to keep their prices in line. And the way they do that is not to skimp on quality, not to skimp on the fitting and the finish of these handguns, but through more innovation with their manufacturing processes. They are always striving to do more. Another big plus for Bul Armory is that they are using these in the field right now with the IDF, and they're getting instant feedback. So they're really fine-tuning these handguns to fit real-world combat conditions. We're going to demonstrate the BAO system. Here is your cover plate. It does have this kind of a divot that comes down, and we just have it tied in with 2 screws. And the one thing you'll notice is this little raised area. And we have a cavity in the cover plate, but that will also correspond with the plate that you're going to put on, and so when it locks down, it just locks into this area. Now, what this does is it puts the pressure on the plate to withstand the recoil, reciprocating slide. So once this is attached and then you screw down your mount, it's going to give it a lot more stress relief off of your optic. And as you can see, there are multiple holes drilled, so that just gives you more compatibility with the Leupold and with the K-sights. Now we're going to put on the RMR, and here we have the 2 posts, and then we have the screw area right here to set them in. We're going to be installing the RMR, so we have 2 posts that are compatible, and then we have the 2 screws, so we're going to attach it. And of course, YouTube won't allow for installation. Now, it does have these wings on the side of the serrations, and we have little cutouts in the adapter plate. So that actually also gives you side-to-side lockup as well. Here we have the RMR mounted, very simple to do, really just the 2 screws, and you're ready to go. Big thank you to Fiocchi for sponsoring our ammo. All made in the USA, one of the #1 suppliers of ammunition in the country. Very consistent. We love Fiocchi. And also our Lula loaders help load these 20-round mags a lot faster. Guys, Bul Armory SAS II chassis with the EDC model. Brand new from Bul Armory. Their 2011 style handguns match anything on the market. They're just extremely well made. And this one has been reconfigured over the original Tac 4.25. This is just a super lightweight handgun. Has a proprietary mounting system for your optic. We didn't choose to use it. We just wanted to go with the sights, which is a blacked out rear and then a fiber optic front. But this is a really smooth handgun. We've been shooting it quite a bit already. But first time I pulled it out, shot some steel, it was just one solid blob. Even shooting it rapid. It's just a very controllable handgun. It really takes the 1911 into a whole nother realm, and yet it's still that whole 1911 controls and feel. I mean, it's just smooth. Ambidextrous safety, so really easy to cock. The high ride beaver tail brings your hand way up. You can rest your thumb on that safety. It doesn't eat up the inside of between your thumb and your index finger. The grip, stippled really well. You guys, with all the upgrades they've made, yes, the price has risen up some, but these are still well below their pay grade. Compared to a lot of 2011s that are a lot more expensive, I think this is actually superior. I mean, smooth like butter. All right, for disassembly, you need this small tool. This will help for your full-length guide rod. We're going to drop our magazine, check the chamber, and the gun's empty. First thing you want to do is bring back your slide and line up your slide stop notch. And so here, I'm going to line it up. It's very small because of the 2011 style frame, so we're just going to have to push it through. We may need a punch. There it goes. And again, it's a little difficult to get because it's recessed into the frame. There it is. Now we're going to let our slide go forward very easily and keep your thumb on your guide rod. Next, we're going to take our recoil spring and we're going to push it forward. Now you want to get your tool ready, so when you see the hole exposed right there, just place it inside and then release it, and that'll just kind of lock it. And then we can just pull this out. And there is a sleeve right here as well, and this just attaches and keeps this solid. So you don't want to remove this pin. You leave it just like it is. Next, we're going to take our barrel link, push it down, and push your barrel out of the front. And again, this is a really nice bull barrel. And this flare actually locks up to the slide, and so it's going to give you better accuracy. It just kind of lines it up. Here we have the frame, and you know, 2011 style frame, 1911 controls and everything, and then it just widens out. The grip shell is removable, but you're really not recommended to do that unless you just have to. But keeping this in place, there's no need to. But here, I mean, just beautiful work all throughout. Here with the slide, same thing. I mean, Bul Armory does a great job. It has the stainless, you can see it through it, so it's not going to hurt anything. And being stainless is just going to help with corrosion resistance, also with that PVD finish. But guys, really, it's pretty simple to disassemble, especially with a full-length guide rod. Once you push this through, you're ready to go. There's no barrel bushing and all the turning that goes with the standard 1911. And that's it. For reassembly, we're just going to put our barrel back in. We're going to bring our barrel link up, and that's what your slide stop goes through. This is what holds the barrel into place. So then we're going to take our guide rod and put it back. That little barrel link likes to pop down. And once you get it against the barrel, just push it forward, just like that. Now again, just take your guide rod, give it pressure, and then you can pull that pin out, and then you can release it. And it should stay right into place. Again, barrel link. Then we're going to bring our slide over our frame. And as soon as we see the barrel link opening up, we can go ahead and put in our slide stop. And just leave it there. And then we're going to bring back our slide to that notch and then lift up your slide stop, bring it down. And then you just want to defeat that little detent by pushing up and in at the same time, just like that. And it'll lock it into the correct position. And now we're back in business. And guys, a cleaning kit recommendation would be Otis Technology. They've been making cleaning kits for decades. And they are the official supplier for the U.S. military for their cleaning supplies. Also, their little tactical kit, which this is a cleaning kit that wraps up. You do have bore snakes or rip cords in here, and this is something the U.S. military carries in the field. So great little kits. Also, they own Shooter's Choice, and they have all the different bore solvents and CLP, and they are the inventors of the ripcord or your bore snake. So a great way to keep your firearms maintained, and we really appreciate Otis for being one of our channel sponsors. Now, as far as holster options, Bul Armory does offer some different options. A lot of them are Kydex. These are from Mayhem Leather, a good friend of mine, Chris, who also makes holsters for some of the premium gun companies. I mean, the guy is a master. Beautiful, even exotic leathers. He has them lined. We have belt holsters inside the waistband, clip holster inside the waistband. I mean, there's a ton of different options. The guy is a master craftsman. And we're going to do a review on this. In fact, we're going to go up and see Chris at his facility. These are some of the best holsters I've ever seen. And experienced. So review coming up on the Mayhem Leather, and whether you have a Bull or whatever, if you want something really premium, Mayhem Leather is top notch. Now it comes in an outer case. It is padded. They've switched from gray to black. You do have Velcro field. You have a small pocket here at the front. I mean, this is a really nice case. And then, of course, double zippers. Here we have our accessories. Of course, we have our optics plates. We have the owner's manual. You have a brush, a cleaning rod, all the different items. You have a shorter mainspring housing if you want to take that magwell off. Comes with a patch and also a mandatory lock. Here at the top, we do have a magazine holder. And of course it goes with 6 magazines. You get 3 magazines with the gun, so we've left one in here. Also, you can tie this down with Velcro straps, and it gives you a lot of room. In fact, you could actually put 2 pistols in here, and yet this is a fairly compact bag, so very cool setup. Now, as far as price, the EDC model starts out at $1,850, and you can compare that to the Staccato P, which runs $24.99, and I dare say that there is any quality difference between the two. Bul Armory is just making incredible firearms. In addition, the Staccato P only comes with 2 mags. The Bul Armory comes with 3 mags. Now, obviously, that is without the optic installed, but it does come with all the adapter plates. Now, if you want to get the EDC Pro, it comes with a ported barrel, but the same configuration, and they run $2,050. And again, you have to go directly to the Bul Armory website. And extra magazines are $55, even if you get the +2 base plate. So that's very reasonable. I think the Staccatos are about $69. So for this quality of pistol, the price is excellent, and that's a big pro. Compare that again to the Staccato, you're paying $600 more. And honestly, you're not getting any better quality. Staccato is an excellent handgun, but the Bul Armory for the price is going to beat it. 3 magazines, I mean, that is a huge plus. Now, as far as reliability, it was stellar. We've never had any issues. These just run. The extra slots on the Picatinny rail give an advantage over the Staccato. It comes with 1 slot. Now, going all black with the markings and also with the beaver tail and some of the screws and points, that definitely was something that was an advantage with the new EDC model, the improved slide serrations, the BAO optics multi-footprint mounting system. Also, with the Bul, you retain the rear sight. With the Staccato, the sight is connected to the plate, so you lose your rear sight. But trigger pull is fantastic with about 3-pound trigger pull. Sights really high up, gives you that 1/3 co-witness and a fiber optic at the front. If you choose to get the Pro with the ported barrel, it's going to give you less recoil. It's going to keep the muzzle flip down, but you're going to get the black sight, but it'll be black anyway in no time. Bull barrel, crowned, excellent, full-length guide rod. You know, as far as any cons, I mean, it's an $1,850 handgun. That is not something that's cheap. And for you to see it online, and honestly, you won't be able to find these typically in a gun shop unless one comes back used. And they are difficult to get. Again, when shipments arrive, it's 1 hour and they're gone. And these are pretty large shipments. So that just really speaks of the demand for these handguns and the quality. Again, these are being tested right now in combat, and instant feedback is coming back, and these guys are making improvements. So any other cons? I think that Bul Armory just looks at it and goes, what are some cons, and let's fix it. Because guys, I'm telling you, Bul Armory, while the price is considerably less than your Staccato, the Staccato is really out of reach for most people. And so this gives you a premium quality 2011 style pistol for a more affordable price. So guys, if you're looking for a 2011 and you want something that's really high quality, the Bul Armory SAS II EDC or their Pro models are just top notch. And we've done a lot of shooting with them. I mean, they're very reliable. They're very smooth actions. You know, they have a lot of features that just really upgrade this. And then with the 20-round magazines, you know, with just that +2 base plate, it gives you a lot of capacity. And a big thank you to Bul Armory for sending the SAS II EDC for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. And here's, and the big, okay, and we'll look at that. This, shoot, quickie. The things about the 1911, it's huge. You know, it's been around since 1911. Nope. It fits, smooth like butter. I don't know, I don't just feel like I don't know what I feel like. I need to calm down. What you're gonna pay for from a lot of the big companies. That sounded dumb. I haven't actually broke, good Lord. There you go. The other accessories, okay. Giving the praise and the honor and the glory. Yeah, the glory.